Hi David, how you doing? I'm gonna do a screencast for you. Thought it'd be faster, give you a real clear idea of how to deal with templates and that nav widget. First thing I'm gonna reset that. I set some stuff up here. So I've got a Platform 7 basic install. I went into the menus here and created a new menu item called fruits. It's going to be our example. Apples, oranges, and cherries. And then we're going to go to settings. And we're going to set up a new theme. You always want to make sure you're overriding the default theme. My text editor, I use Atom. We come over to themes. In your front-end themes, all you have to do is copy the default theme, but you only have to copy over the files that you want to override. Usually I will copy over the entire directory and then remove everything except for the pages that I want to override. So in this case, I've copied over the assets directory with just the platform. I've named the new theme fruits. My views, I'm just got these pages here. And of course, you want to make sure that you update your theme.json file to be the new theme. Once you've done that, you can go to your backend and in your themes, it's going to show up. So you'll select the new theme and hit save. And then to test that out, go make a change somewhere. For example, on this page, back out here, I can't do that. So you have the app setting for the app name. I just replaced this with fruits. And if you go to your home page and refresh, you should see, okay, now we're on the new theme. And if you look at the default, well, if you go to your menus extension, so just to quickly bring you up to speed here, you have your resources directory and your source directory. In your resources directory, you have all your resource stuff that apply to a specific extension. And here we have themes, front end, default. You go all the way down until you see that we have two widgets here that deal with the nav and the drop down widget, right? So here's your nav widget. And then you have these two. Your nav widget here is basically just a UL class that carries in the CSS class, and then using a blade call here for the each. Basically, it's for each, right? It says, hey, each time use this widget nav, pass the children to the child. Here's your child, then here's all your stuff. So what you're going to do is you're actually going to override these views, and you can override them, or you can assign, just copy and create some new ones. You don't need to do it in the menu extension unless you're doing some complicated stuff. You would override the menu extension into your own vendor folder, and then you can modify it here. If you're doing any type of large application where you're going to be doing more than just structure changes and theme stuff, you always want to override the extension. But if it's just modifying the view and using what we have in place, then you can just override via the theme system. So let's jump all over to the front end here. In the default, you can see that when we have the different extensions for platform, here's the menus, widgets. I'm just going to go ahead and copy this whole platform menus thing right here, right? So I'm going to copy this. In fact, let's just copy the whole folder. It's a little bit easier to do it that way. So we'll copy these views. We'll bring them into the fruits. Oops, I knew that's why I paused there. I was like, wait a minute, do I have the extension directory? I didn't. Let's just copy the whole extensions. It's just you then doing it manually by creating each name. So I'll copy the extensions, come back to fruits, hit paste. All right, so now I have these extension views for the menus right here, ready to go. So let's close those out. You know what? I'm going to need the partials too. So just quickly come back over here, go to views. There's those partials for the navigation, which is what we're going to be playing with. Copy. Paste. Got my partials now. I'll go to my navigation. I can see I have my account menu In my main menu, default system is Bootstrap, so it's using a float right here on this stuff. So you want to make sure that you're going right to left where you want to put this. But for that menu that we just created, we'll just simply copy and paste it. And you can see here, I'm just calling the slug of the menu that I created, fruits. Now if I come back to my welcome page, I can see I have the main and then I have my account. I place that right in the center, so right after help and before account, I should get my fruits, my apples and the oranges and cherries. Let's refresh and see. There we go. So there they are. So back over here, let's go ahead and pass a new view. And rather than going directly to the extension itself, we're just going to create one in our theme in the partials section. So let's do partials. Oops, that's caps locks. Partials, fruits. That's perfect. Let's create that view. I'll jump into my extensions. I'll go to the menu views. I'll find that nav blade. I'm going to copy that out. I'm going to put it down here in partials and rename it. Let's call it fruits. Okay, so now we have the fruits template here, or the view for it, and it's pointing to the widget platform menus, I'm sorry, the extension platform menus to the widgets nav child view. So let's just replace that to point to partials, fruits, child. And I will do the same thing here. I'll copy this child blade and in my partials, I'll hit paste and I'll rename this. There we go. So we now we've renamed that child view to fruits child, and our new view is pointing to it. And then here's another one. If it has children, right, we want to point it to the child view again. So partials, fruits, child, and this is basically saying it reload itself. And here we go. We have the new views. So how do we know if it's active? Well, let's make a change. Let's just take out this icon class and add a new icon class here. And we'll say FA font awesome is what we're using here. So star I think is one. And now we should see stars just in front of our menu here. Yeah. So there you go. This is how you change. And you can obviously change the entire markup. And you're just using two new views. There you go. Let me know if you have any questions. Have a good one. To clarify, you have a help section underneath each extension that's going to outline the basics of all the blade calls or widgets that might be available for them. So in here we have the nav widget, and it tells you exactly what the parameters do and gives you an example. And we're going to use this view example here, right? We're going to point this nav widget to use a different view than the default view associated with the extension.